Good morning kids, I'm Teacher Lance and I'll be your teacher for today and for the rest of the semester. Today we're going to study grouping numbers from 0 to 10. So now we're going to learn how to group numbers, okay? Are you ready to learn? Alright, so let's go and start learning. For the first part, here we can see 5 balloons in the top part, okay? This one, we can divide a group of objects into 2 smaller groups. So for example, we have here 5 balloons, so let's count if it's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 balloons. And below are the examples of how we can divide these group of balloons. In the left part, okay, we have 1 balloon and then 4 balloons. They are divided into groups of 1 balloon and 4 balloons. And on the right part, they are divided into groups of 4 balloons and 1 balloon. Okay, so that is the first way of dividing the 5 balloons into 2 groups. The next one, as we can see here, they are divided into 2 groups. The groups of 2 balloons and 3 balloons. And on the right part, we have this example. They are divided into groups of 3 balloons. 1, 2, 3. And then 2 balloons. 1, 2. And also, we can do like this. We can divide it in this way. They are divided into groups of 5 balloons and 0 balloons. This one we have 5, and on the right side there's no balloon. And in this part, there's no balloon in the left side, and there are 5 balloons on the right side. Therefore, a group of 5 balloons can be divided into small groups as follows. The first one is 1 and 4, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 3 and 2. And also we did 5 and 0 or 0 and 5. So those are the ways of dividing 5 balloons into smaller groups, okay? So let's try more examples. Here at the top, we can see 10 oranges. Okay, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There are 10 oranges. So how can we divide them into 2 groups? Here we have 1 orange and then 9 oranges. So they are divided into groups of 1 orange and 9 oranges in this part. And in the right part, we have like this. They are divided into groups of 9 oranges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 oranges and 1 orange. So that is the first way of dividing the 10 oranges into 2 groups. The next one is like this. They are divided into groups of 2 oranges and 8 oranges. We have here 2 oranges and then 8 oranges. And in the next example, we have 8 oranges and then 2 oranges. Alright, 2 and 8 or 8 and 2. For the next one, they are divided into groups of 3 oranges and 7 oranges. There are 3 oranges first and then 7 oranges. Or we can also do 7 oranges and then 3 oranges. This part, they are divided into groups of 7 oranges and 3 oranges. Next example of grouping numbers can be like this, okay? We have 4 oranges first and then 6 oranges. So they are divided into groups of 4 oranges and then 6 oranges. The next one is divided into groups of 6 oranges and 4 oranges. Okay? 4 and 6 or 6 and 4. So that is a way of dividing 10 oranges. Next, they are divided into groups of 5 oranges and 5 oranges. Here we can divide 10 oranges equally. Okay, as we can see, 5 oranges is equal to 5 oranges. So they are the same in count. The next one, we can also do like this. They are divided into groups of 10 oranges and 0 oranges. As we can see, there are 10 oranges in the left part and then 0 oranges in the right part. So that is what we did in this part. And in this part, there's no oranges in the left part and there are 10 oranges in the right part. So they are divided into groups of 0 oranges and 10 oranges. Therefore, if we can conclude all the ways of dividing 10 oranges into 2 groups, a group of 10 oranges can be divided into small groups as follows. We have 1 and 9 or 9 and 1, 2 and 8 or 8 and 2, 3 and 7 or 7 and 3, 4 and 6 or 6 and 4, and then 5 and 5. We can also do 10 and 0 or 0 and 10. So those are the ways of grouping 10 oranges into 2 small groups, okay? Okay, so let's go and do the activity. So I want you to open your book to page 42. So here we're going to look at the picture. Okay, look at the picture at your book and then write numerals to represent the numbers. We're going to write numerals to represent the numbers. Okay, so here they are. Okay, in the picture, there are 5 kites, right? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 kites that are being used by the kids. Okay, and then we're going to group them into 2. How many kites are flying in the sky and how many kites are not flying? Okay, so we're going to write first. We're going to write 5 first. There are 5 kites, and then we're going to count how many kites are flying in the sky. So let's count it all together. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 kites flying in the sky. So we're going to write 3, okay? And then we're going to count the kites that are not flying. So we have 1, 2. There are 2 kites that are not flying in the sky. So that is how we apply grouping objects into 2 small groups. So let's go and do another activity. Okay, this can be seen or this can be found in the same page as the previous one. So here we're going to divide the 5 triangles into 2 small numbers. Okay, what we're going to do is to color the triangles to represent the whole numbers on the left. Okay, and then the uncolored part will be the numbers on the right. And then after that, we are going to write the numbers. Okay, we have the left and right part, right? So we're going to fill them up with the numbers according to how we colored the pictures or the triangles. So let's go and try it. So here we can do 1 and 4. Okay, as we can see in your book, we have 5 triangles. So we can do 1 and 4. We can group them in 1 and then 4. Okay, so how are we going to show the grouping? By coloring it. So we can color the first part or the first triangle with red or any color. So I used red, okay? so that you can see my example. So we have here 1 and then 4 because 1 triangle is colored with red and the other 4 is not colored, okay? So that is what we're going to do. And also we can do 2 and 3. So how are we going to show the grouping of 2 and 3? So we can do like this. So we can color the first 2 triangles with any color and then leave the other 3 triangles blank, okay? Do not color the other 3 triangles, alright? So this is the next example. We can also do 3 and 2. So how do we show 3 and 2 groupings? So we can color the first 3 triangles with any color and then leave the other 2 triangles blank, okay? Are you following so far? Okay, very good, kids. Alright, if you're done with the previous activity, we're going to have another activity. We're going to look at the picture and then write numerals to represent the numbers. We're going to write numerals, okay? So let's go. So as we can see in the picture, there are 7 sheep, right? But some of them are running around and some of them are gazing the pasture, okay? So here we're going to write first how many sheep are there. So let's count them to make sure if Teacher Lance had counted it correctly. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 sheep. And then we're going to write 7, alright, in the first underline, okay? And then we're going to count how many sheep are running around. So let's count how many sheep are running around. So we have here 1, 2, and 3. So there are 3 sheep running around. So we're going to write 3 on the second underline. So we have here 3, okay? Lastly, we have the sheep that are gazing the pasture. So we're going to count them. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 sheep that are gazing the pasture. So we're going to write 4 sheep. Okay, so we're going to write 4 on the third and last underline. Okay? Very good. Alright, if you're done with the previous activity, we can go on to the next activity. So, we're going to divide the circles into 2 small numbers, okay? So, we're going to color the circles to represent the numbers on the left. And on the right part, we're going to leave them blank, okay? And then after coloring, we're going to write the numbers on the lower part. Alright? So let's go. So here, as we can see, there are circles that are not yet colored. These can be seen in your book. Okay, so let's count the circles. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 circles. So that means that we're going to show how to group 7 circles in different ways. Alright? Okay, so let's go to the first example. We have here 1 and 6. 1 and 6. Therefore, we're going to color only 1 circle and leave the others blank. So let's do it. Okay. So this is how it will look like. Okay, so we're going to color the 1 circle and then the other circle, and then the other circles will not be colored. Okay, so we have the groups 1 and 6. So let's try another example or another way of grouping 7 circles. So here we have 2 and 5. So how do we group 2 and 5? Okay, so we're going to color the two circles. So we're going to color it and it will look like this. And then the other circles will only be color white, okay? So the next way of grouping circles can be like this. We have 3 and 4. Okay, so first we're going to color the 3 circles. So it will look like this. The 4 other circles will be white. Okay? Okay, remember you can also use any colors. Okay? You can use different colors as long as we can show the grouping of numbers with it. Okay? So let's go to the next way. So we have here 4 and 3. So we're going to color 4 circles and leave the 3 circles with color white. So we're going to be doing like this. Okay? And lastly, we can do like this. Okay? We have 5 and 2. So we're going to color the first 5 circles. So it will look like this. Alright, so that is all for today. So today, we learned how to group numbers into 2 smaller numbers, okay? So we learned that we can use colors in dividing them, and also we can use pictures in showing how to group numbers. So I hope that you learned from Teacher Lance today, and also I hope that you enjoyed this class. So bye-bye and God bless. Happy learning, kids!